Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
How did Barack Obama end up so rich? He didn't have much wealth before he became president. His wife had a diversity job at a university that paid six figures, but they had a costly lifestyle too. Then he was president for 8 years, which earns $400,000 a year. It's true. That's not nothing. And most of his expenses were covered, but his kids go to fancy schools. But now he's living like he's a billionaire, or at least close to it. If you think that's something, look at the wealth of Nancy Pelosi or other lifers in Congress. Anyways, I couldn't help but notice it. You'd think someone who goes on about global warming wouldn't have such a big footprint, as they say. And you'd think they wouldn't be buying such a luxury property on the waterfront. I mean, didn't he tell us the sea levels are going to rise? Well, that's the thing. Don't look at what he says. Look at what he does. And at his luxury home, for his 60th birthday, he was going to have the party of the decade. All his fancy friends were going to come in on their private jets. Here's John Kerry, Joe Biden's global warming czar, arriving on a private jet for the party because he's so very important. That's literally his excuse when asked. He's important. What he's doing is more important than what you're doing. So if you happen to notice that he absolutely never follows his own rules, he doesn't deny it. It's just that the rules don't apply to people like him. That's what he actually says.
On that issue, pollution, I understand that you came here with a private jet. Is that an environmental way to travel?
If you offset your carbon, it's the only choice for somebody like me.
Yeah, wow. Not just private jets, though. Occasionally, he slums it and flies first class domestically, and he just doesn't wear that mask. He doesn't like it. I get it. I hate masks, too. They're sweaty and dirty, and you rebreathe your own air, and they don't make a lot of sense. You're wearing it for a moment on an airplane, and you really, really have to, but then they serve coffee or snacks, and you can take it off for like an hour, and you're just as close to the person next to you. It's all theater. It's all a performance. John Kerry knows that. And really, he's too important, and I'm sure he tells flight attendants that if they bother him, he's just too important. So the huge Obama bash started to get a lot of media coverage in advance. Not just because Obama was living like a Kardashian, living like a billionaire, living like a celebrity, lavish. The guy who told you you had to lose your job if you worked in coal or fracking, the guy who said you need to drive less. He was above all that. That's news. And all the hangers-on were news. But it just happened to coincide with Joe Biden saying we need to all mask again and lock down again.
Once again, I want to thank the local leaders in the private sector, leaders who are imposing vaccine requirements. America can beat the Delta variant, just as we beat the original COVID-19. We can do this. So wear a mask where recommended. Get vaccinated today. All of that will save lives.
So that's a bit embarrassing. Joe Biden is saying stop living freely, and his former boss, Obama, is having the party of the century. So Obama says, message received, I'll uninvite people, just close friends and family. Wow, he really is a man of the people. So this is what just close friends and family looks like. That massive thing, that's the party tent. It holds hundreds. And close friends and family, like any liberal Hollywood actor around. It was like an Oscar after party. Everyone was there, and of course, they weren't wearing masks. Are you kidding? Not a soul wearing a mask. They were hugging and kissing and dancing close to each other. All of these photos were posted online by celebrities who were there boasting about their connections until they were told to take them down. You're embarrassing Obama. Here's a singer from about 20 years ago named Erykah Badu. She was so excited to be there, she couldn't help herself filming a video selfie of Obama in the background. Oh my God. I'm actually shocked too. He dances like Eddie Murphy pretending to be a white guy. It's sort of funny, but it was all about who's cool and who isn't, and who's invited and who isn't, and who's on the in crowd and who isn't. And look at how massive it all was. No quarantining, no masks, no social distancing, no vaccine passports, no testing. It was normal life, by which I mean the millionaire and billionaire oligarchs living it up. By normal, I mean people who tell you to live smaller are living large. That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.